Hi, and welcome to another edition of Strategic Business Insights. Today we're going to talk about whether or not you should convince anyone to do anything. And the answer in this video, right off the bat, is don't ever convince anyone to do anything. It's not worth it. Not only are you wasting their time, because if they don't have the motivation to do it, if they don't want to do it, they don't have the passion to do it already, nothing you say is going to change their mind, but it's also going to waste your time because you could be going out finding someone who is motivated to do whatever it is you want them to do. In other words, there's always going to be, a filter process. Like maybe you want someone to do something, maybe it's going to take 5 people, 4 of them are going to say, no, I don't really want to do it, but you're going to find that one person that does want to do it. It could be in business, it could be to go to an event, or maybe you want to go travel with somebody. It could be anything, but there's always going to be the wrong people and there's going to be the right people. And 9 times out of 10, there's more wrong people than right people. So if you spend all your time trying to convince one of the wrong people to do something, it's going to take away from your ability to go out there and find the right person to do it with. It's going to take away from your own time. And here's the other side of it. Most of the time, when people don't want to do, like I've had this happen to me many times in my life where like maybe I was encouraging someone to get into some sort of business, or maybe they were in business and I was trying to get them to try some new marketing technique. It could be anything, okay? But most of the time, the person who's not taking action has psychology within themselves that actually incentivizes them to not follow my advice, right? You have to get out of your own psychology when you're talking to someone and understand the other person's psychology, which quite often is very different than yours. So for example, I've got this one friend where like, the reality is he's pessimistic and he's negative. That's the reality. But he thinks he's being smart, right? He thinks that his pessimism, he's a realist, right? He's a discerning person. So he doesn't fall victim to the cheerleader mentality. He does his research and really learns something, and he's discerning in his decision making. Well, the reality is maybe both are true, but he's definitely pessimistic and he's definitely he's negative. He's negative. So the reality is nothing I say is going to get him to do something, because the more I promote what I want him to do, the more he's going to interpret my promotion as a cheerleader, the cheerleader impact or approach that he hates so much. He hates that. He sees that cheerleader overly enthusiastic approach as being stupid, right? Not smart. There's only someone who's not discerning would take that cheerleader overly positive approach. So if I'm sitting there trying to convince him, the more I try to convince him, the more he's going to be against doing what I want him to do. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. The number one thing you can do if you want to find the right people, not only, it could be in your work, it could be in your business, it could be people you want to start some sort of a business, it could be finding friends, it could be even finding romance, right? It really could be anything. What you need to do is do what you want to do. Stick with your program and just forget about everybody else, okay? The right people will self-identify. The right people will emerge on their own. Now, it may take a while, right? And I know how frustrating that process can be. I've been through that process myself, okay? But at the end of the day, the alternative doesn't work. Trying to convince people to do things, it doesn't work. So all you can really do at the end of the day is do the things you want to do. Do them with passion and do them without apologizing to anybody. Go and do the things you want to do. And trust that the right people are going to be inspired by your action. And what you're doing is going to excite them. They're going to be like, I want to be a part of it. I want to be part of it. And they will self-identify. So you're going to end up with a much higher quality person at the end of the day than someone who you had to twist their arm to get them to stay with you. It's a waste of time and it's a waste of energy. Thanks for watching this video. My name is Patrick, reminding you as always to think bigger about your business. Think bigger about your life.